July was a month filled with editing for a new class that I'm working on, so lots and lots of time in front of my computer or hunched over my iPad. I don't really mind this kind of work, but I do try to make sure that I get outside as often as I can. Time in nature is a bit of a non-negotiable for me. I always make time just to wander, and I often find inspiration for my artwork outside. So July has been a pretty special month because my man finished up with his work on the other side of the world in Chile. It's been a challenging time and poor buddy dog has struggled with each goodbye, so this month was all about his return and getting back into some sort of routine. We've loved having him back, and it didn't take Buddy long to remember all of the games that he reserves, especially for his daddy. It was nice to have a man in the kitchen again, and I also enjoyed having someone else to cook for as well. Cooking for one can be a little bit of a drag. We had some lovely breakfast dates back at some of our favourite cafes, and I also got talked into a game of golf, which was all kinds of fun. Yep. That's me there in the bushes having fun. Things weren't going much better over here for this one either. Even the birds thought our golf game was laughable. We did manage to hit a few balls though, and had a lot of laughs. There may have even been a bit of a tanty. Golf does that to me. My man thought that cookies would fix everything, so he baked while I tried to sneak in a bit more editing work, and eventually he wandered into my studio with quite the cookie, and all of my golfing troubles were forgotten. We went on a road trip to the country, back to the little town that I grew up in actually. To my brother's place where we began some renovations on his house. So we pulled up all of the old vinyl floor, which was quite a tedious job. We kind of had to rush back home the next day for a pretty big delivery. So these couches have been a long time coming, and we got them in place just hours before we had 5 visitors arrive for a couple of nights, so that was really good timing. Back in the studio, I spent some time setting up for filming. There's not a lot of that I can show you yet, so this is an exclusive behind the scenes sneak peek. And I also put in a lot of editing hours. I also filmed and edited another video for this channel where I tested out this new brand of gouache. So check that one out too. It's already published if you haven't watched it already. Then for the second weekend in a row, we headed back to the country. This time to lay tiles. And if you've ever spent a day crawling around on your knees, then you'll probably feel my pain here. I was pretty wrecked after this weekend, and I was glad to get back home and back into the studio again for another week of filming and creating class content. My birthday date came around and I was quite amused by my man repurposing one of the cards that I designed for Mother's Day. And of course then Buddy Dog's claim on my actual present was amusing. Buddy Dog has 3 love languages: ball, belly scratches and presents. So yeah, he was really helpful unboxing my present. Now unfortunately I spent a good part of the last half of July really unwell. I was well cared for though, and when I started feeling better I had a burst of creative energy, so I finished off this spread in my sketchbook. So this sketchbook is all about the birds sort of exploding into a bouquet of flowers, so using the same colour palette for both pages, which is fun. I spent the last days of July enjoying the winter sunshine, and I found inspiration for another page in my sketchbook high up in the gum trees near my house. I spotted this little rainbow bee eater, so he went into my sketchbook. So that was some snippets from July, a little sneak peek behind the scenes. I hope that you enjoyed it. This month was definitely a little bit out of the ordinary for me, and I probably ended up spending more time out of the studio than I did in it. So this video was just a bit of an experiment for me, just sort of following my curiosity and trying something new, getting out of my comfort zone a little, and also getting to know my new camera a bit better, which will help me be more efficient when I'm creating classes. I know I always love watching videos like this that other artists and illustrators make, and I thought that it might be fun to make one myself. So let me know in the comments if you like these types of videos, and don't forget to subscribe while you're here.